How's that noise? How's it going? Hey, I'm just sitting here and it's kind of yucky outside. It's like a hot outside here today, man. It's like it's a drag. So I think what I'm gonna do is, even though my kitchen's all jacked up, filthy, and I don't care, I'm gonna cook some food. I'm gonna make some stuff, kind of pre-make some stuff. So I'm just kind of hanging out. I might actually wind up cooking breakfast here. I don't know. Could happen, but there you go. But first off, I think is going to be, yeah. We're going to do rice. Do I got water? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't have water. It's tough living this way. No, I don't blame you, Lord. I just got problems with your body. That's all. The rest of it's okay. I'm perfectly happy with you, Father God. You do a bang up job. Like I couldn't do it better if you did it yourself through me. Yeah, something like that. All right, so we need water. All right, I'm just gonna sit in here. All right, water. You ought to see me with two hands. All right. Actually, my tongue is by far more dangerous than my hands. But that's with everybody. Look out! He's saying something. Hide your ears. No! Yeah, so this is what you do to get water in a world where plastic and junk and the next best kind of cell phone are most important. Who cares what we leave to our children? Do you realize how much plastic is everywhere? It's like, and I'm bad. It's like people will look around and when they come into my house, when I die, they're gonna go, "Oh, he's a wreck. He was a hoarder. Why did he collect all this plastic?" Well, here I'll show you. See this thing right here? Looks like an innocent little plastic bag. Well, let me show you something. You hear that? Why they got a delay on my video? Are you kidding me? I'm gonna self-harm myself, you goof asses. Oh, I can't wait to disappear from this job. This is the most miserable thing I've ever had. Oh, Ozzy. Oh man. Bless you, dude. I know he was. I'm old, you know. I'm right behind him. I think about that, you know. It's like I thought about that. I went, holy shit. I got 11 years on him. That's it. I'm like, you know, and then you find yourself honestly going, man, I hope he really jacked himself up with drugs or something. And, you know, you're thinking of all the things that you know, that literally because it would help you, that the tragedy stuff that he did to kill him off faster so you can last longer, right? We're a wonderful species, aren't we? Anyway, how you guys doing? Where are you at? I hope you're safe. I hope you have food and like peace of mind. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine? I can't imagine living in Israel, right? Like, just bomb shelter is part of your normal life, right? Like, I mean, if it was me, if it was me, okay, if I was some Yahoo, I would have went, well, we got a problem here. What? These bomb shelters. And then my guys would say, oh, you know, we got it. We'll make them stronger. And I'd be like, no, 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 no. And this is what I'd be like, no, I'm not telling you to make them stronger. I mean, they're here. This is something that shouldn't be. Okay? This is a bomb shelter. No, you don't run to hide after you've screwed up. We haven't screwed up. We are supposed to be the world's people and bless them all. And you know what? I'm going to bury them in quail up to their damn knees until they're sick of being blessed. And then maybe they'll leave me alone. They'll be like, oh my God, it's just, you know. But at least then they'd know that, well, I don't know what they would know. They would know that, you know what? The same spirit that's within me, the breath of life, it's in you too. And so guess what? Welcome to the family. I hope you ain't screwed up too bad. Uh, Kind of some weird stuff you got going on over there, but you know what? I'll just. What's this? West Virginia, Minnesota. Minnesota. I thought I was going to move to Minnesota once. I don't know. What the hell do I say? I am I am the scriptures. When God said it's not good for man to be alone, I don't know, somehow that got like written into my blood, and I have lived with, yes, in that kind of a relationship with my woman since I was 14, almost 15 and then on. Yeah, like I've never been separated, so it's hard for me. I'm a man, you know. It's like, you know, you know when I clean, when a woman says, you know, something, or if at least if there was a presence of a woman, right? But then when there is none, then you're like, yeah. I mean, you know, at least I don't drink out of the toilet. That's all I can say, right? So there you go. I want a new e-bike and roller. Ho 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 ho! Hi, Steve. Did you know I was Jewish? Yeah, for real. Oh, it's so funny. It makes me laugh though, right? It's like, uh, I don't know. I find it funny because like to a Jew, uh, you know, Santa Claus. I don't know. I think if I was a good Jew, this is what I would say is a good Jew about Santa Claus. Eh, I think he's pretty efficient. Hashem would like him. He flies around the world. He does his job in one night. Hey, Hashem does everything in one day. He can have the night. If he's gonna. Oh man, no, you're good, Steve. Steve, I will find a way to get you a e-bike and rollerblades. No, I'm not offended, man. No, no, you can't. See, that's our problem in this world. Everybody gets offended too much. I mean, can you? You know, I don't know if you're how old you are. You know, dude, I'm old, and I remember a time when we would do things like waste water. Hang on. Oh crap! I hate when that happens. I hate when the jug gets wet. You're supposed to stop it before it goes all crazy, you know. But hold on a minute. Now I gotta. Where's okay? That's one. I gotta dry them off. No, no. I mean, that's our problem in this world. You know, everybody's all offended about everything. Too easy and too fast. We're failing. Why? I don't. You know, I don't even care if you're. I don't care if you're religious, believe in Jesus. I don't care what you believe in. You want to know? No. I have to confess. Oh, why is there got to be this many people in here now? I walked away. There was 5, and then I go, I gotta confess, and then I look, and there's like 20. How come when you're getting ready to look bad, everybody shows up? You know, somebody's always there to see a goof. Um, I see it like this. See, I'm one of these Rain Man. Okay, don't overflow. I'm one of these Rain Man kind of guys. Like, I notice patterns in everything. And that's what drives me crazy about Bible, because I see patterns, like wild patterns. Like like if I was in a pattern class with some professor teaching me about patterns in the Bible, I would probably grab him by his throat and, like, I don't know, poke my eyes out and shove them into his skull and bury his face in the book and go, "Can you see it now?" And I got somebody trying to teach me. No, it's like the patterns are insane, insane. Like the number 400, okay? Do you realize that how many occurrences of things have happened in history on a 400 note? It's just a period of time. And if you know when the start time is, well, then you know when the end time is, or when it's going to go sour, right? And we felt one of those times in 2020. And what happened 400 years before? Well, the people in the United States, the ships over the water, they got to the new land. There was a garden, and they saw nakedness, and then there was shame and curse, and that's what we get. You get 400 years of quiet time, and then our Lord shows up as a thief in the night, kind of a thing. The pressures of that spirit start to hit, and that's what happened in 2020, because in 1620 we signed the Mayflower Compact, saying we're going to come to this land and be all kind and wonderful, and, you know, do all this positive stuff. And it's like, wow, man, we infiltrated a land that, you know, it says that we were greeted on. This is, I don't know if this is true, because I said this to a girl in a park one time, and she goes, "This isn't true," and I'm like, I don't know, but supposedly Squanto actually greeted the people that were arriving on the Mayflower. I said the Mayflower. the Actually, it was the Mayflower, because if you go through the ship's registry, can I tell you something? You know what you're going to find? You're going to find time travel. If you look at the ship's registries for the Mayflower, this 400-year period, this thing that I'm here right now telling you I'm a time traveler trying to stop things, guess what's going to happen? Uh, if you go back there and look, do you know how many Mayflowers there were? How many? Why? Why are there so many ships named Mayflower? Could it be because they keep trying to repeat this process in this matrix that we live in? I don't know if time travel exists. I mean, it could, well, it would have to. But are we capable of it? I don't know. It's amazing to me that as we start this genetic tampering and stuff, that we have aliens showing up. Are these guys us from the future going, "Guys, you don't want to look like us"? We messed with this or did that, and there's so many different ways this could happen. I heard today about how there is a bacteria that can, like, live on the outside of the International Space Station and, like, survive. And it's got some kind, the bacteria is smaller than a being, I guess, right? If you want to call it that. But if you've ever heard, have you ever heard of a tardigrade or a targrade or tardigrade or something like that? Dude, this freaking thing is like indestructible. It's like a little, it's like the best dog you could ever have, but, you know, it would just take 1,000 years for it to eat somebody for you if you needed them in that respect. But the tardigrade is like, can survive like anything. Okay. Well, they found out that this certain bacteria can survive like 28,000 times the level of radiation that you and I could survive. And but now what they're doing is because they see that, and this is how God works. This is how God will save our species. You ready? There's always a way out. He will always save a remnant. So watch what will happen. And so the things that can help you will present themselves as you need them. You know, he says, whatever you need, ask for, pray, want, the Lord gives it to you. That works, okay? I cannot tell you how many times I have just needed something and in a crunch situation, and then guess what? It shows up. Right. Me, the guy who's been screaming for 6 years with no friends, I got a flat tire on the side of the road. In 5 minutes time, I had a woman from out of state that didn't even know the area. She had who was this woman to stop for a biker on the side of the road? Okay, that's one of them. And then the other two were with trailers. And it was really weird because I had a female good Samaritan from afar. And I had a good Samaritan who was a Samaritan. He was a bruised individual. He had suffered a really rough life. He made me cry. He made me cry because as soon as he started telling me his story, I'm going to cry again. He said, I suck. I hate this heart. This poor bastard. I knew why he stopped. I'm like, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at me. You're the same. You've had people beat on you. And you're like, I don't care. I won't. It stops here. It's like damn Gandalf. You shall not pass. And you say, evil hitting you, and you're like freaking sponge mode. You're like, I'm not gonna succumb. If there's anything I can do for all the crap that I've been through, I'm gonna make sure that I'm an agent of reversal to just get it to stop. Right? Well, this jug's taking a long time. And but so it's weird how things just pop in where you need them. And as soon as we start struggling, we create so much strife. But I'm like everybody else. I don't want this to be like this. And it sucks extra bad for me because I see why it is the way it is. And I know what to do. And all I can do is just hoping that, I don't know, it's the time, I guess. But, I need $1 million. I'll tell you what. I do play the lottery. And if you tell me that right now that you want me to win $1 million, then I will give you $1 million of my winnings if I win, the big thing, right? So there you go. That's what it's about. Pray for me. Pray for my well-being. And then guess what happens? You never know who you might lift up, right? People think that if I got a lot of money that I'd be spending on myself or my life. Hell no, man. I got to get that stuff back out there. People need help. People need food. It's like some people need brains. I can't do anything about that. Maybe we can just take the brain that they got and I can finance that chip thing from Elon and he can zap in there and make them feel better while he keeps them under control and they're all screwed up or something, right? Oh boy. Can you imagine if the Indians stopped from the coming ashore? Might not have been a United States. No. Here's the problem. We were better armed, right? Of firearms, I've seen and heard stories of this even in the past where, like in World War One, for instance, in World War One, it's my understanding, this comes from a friend of mine, so I'm repeating what I've heard, but he said that the Polish were on horseback with like spears and stuff. in World War One, and the Germans were rolling through in tanks. Okay, how are you going to fight a tank on a horse? Now I know how to do it, but that's because I was in the Marine Corps. I wouldn't need a horse, but I know what I would need: a lot of balls and yeah, some little bit of wheel bearing grease. Oh, it's amazing the things they've taught us Marines to do. We're one man destruction machines. You know, it's like, do you know one time that I got into a fight with a bear and all I had was a pocket knife? Mm-hmm. No, no, no. I dropped the pocket knife, but I always got a toothpick, and I had my toothpick, and I bored into his temple. Yeah, mess with me, I'll get you in your temple. All right, how we doing? I think we're almost full. Oh, we're almost there. Uh, yeah. Message retracted. What do you guys say? I know it's, and I hate to turn that off. It's like it's either or. I apologize because it sucks that then you got to type again, right? All over saying something that shouldn't matter. But what happened was is I would get people in there that would just get too far, right? Dude, I don't care if you drop an F bomb. That's just what it is. I When you understand, do you even know where where that word comes from? It's Persian. It's Persian and it has to do with the hand. If you've ever seen the five finger hand thing, okay, this middle thing represents all, which is the equivalent of El or God. Yeah. You'd have to listen to like Persian teachings and things like that, right? And you want a link for the Persian Magi? I can hook you up. He's out of Iran, and his teachings could probably get him killed. So I don't know where in the hell he comes from. He must be very low key and hidden or whatever, but he's like me. He's trying to expose as much of all our religious background, and in some cases if you can explain something to help people, then you should. Because imagine it, when you put God in the mix of our problem here, think of it. The war that's in the middle of the in the middle of the East. Yeah, I'm losing it. The war that's in the Middle East. It's like, uh, why doesn't God stop that? Right? And so we don't have a phone number or an email address. You know, it's like we have nobody to call to say, what the freak, help us, aren't you? And that's what Jesus came to warn us about. Because when he said, there'd be times where there'd be mockers saying, where is your God? That those times will eventually happen. Pardon, I'll just use this one. Um, those times can eventually happen, because what if our God doesn't come back in the way that we imagine, right? As spirit. It doesn't mean that Jesus didn't exist. It doesn't mean that all that Old Testament and New Testament stuff didn't really happen. It's just to say, we could be like part of a seed, and we get so far and then we either live or die. You know, we're kind of told that by Jesus. It's going to go so far and then wear out. And dude, we've worn it out, man. We don't do anything that man said. None. Son of God, he was. Son of man, we all are. Um, Messiah, no question in my mind at all. No question at all. Especially when you can see his teachings hidden everywhere in everything. And why I'm so amazed about it is because um, well, it's getting really good for me at this point because I actually have been saying something about something I didn't know about for about 2 years, maybe, or at least a year and a half, because I'm figuring this out as I go. It's being revealed to me, is what I would rather say, because it's said that the Spirit reveals. So my spirit is revealing it to me, the spirit that I have, or whatever. And as it's, oh boy, it's unraveling. It makes sense. And it's like hidden in front of our face. All of us, all of us. We don't understand just like how it works, right? It was just a very confusing teaching, and it got Jesus killed. And that's what Paul says in 1 Corinthians 2:8. I can explain it to any theologian, and they'll be on board with me. They will definitely agree we should not have killed Jesus. Okay, and that's a given. And in other words, to say it wasn't even, now it means that in Judaism, they're satisfied because they can say we made a mistake. But then does that mean he's the Messiah? And yes, I can cover that too, because it's the way that we interpret prophecy. We think that prophecy is like some kind of divine weather forecast. And when it shows up, hey, look, Jesus showed up from Channel 7, and he gave the news. And it's like, it's not what it is. Prophecy is a vision of a time. We get to work to bring that time, and some of those times will not come unless the Lord does it, or God does it. And you're like, well, wait a minute, doesn't that mean he has to come back? No, he does not have to come back. The Lord lives within you. His spirit animates you as a pile of dirt, a bag of dust. Okay? When it's written in scripture where it says no man knows, it doesn't mean no man can figure it out. When a man loves a woman, she produces fruit. It's said, I have known a woman. Well, it's when our God knows you, me, us, the fruit that I produce isn't mine. It's mine, but it's not mine. It comes through me. So that whole, a time that no man knows, is not to say that we can't have it and see it. It's to say that man's processes, his ideas, we got to go 100% in this book with God. And Jesus resolved it, and to satisfy all of it by reducing it to a single word: love. And if you ain't doing that, we ain't going nowhere. There ain't no rapture. There ain't nothing. Nobody's showing up. Would you come back to this place if you were Jesus? Feed your enemy, clothe your enemy, pray for your enemy. No, no, I'm not seeing it. Christopher knows more than we do. No, that's terrible. No, actually, I'm not knowing. I need help to know. I need help to produce fruit. Find a theologian that is willing to listen to somebody that, have you ever seen, like, somebody will come up with like an invention, and will, you look at it and you're just like, oh my God, that's so stupid simple. Why didn't I think of that? That very thing is what we have done with the book. That very thing. And you're talking thousands of years of people like killing each other in the name of God. Just wow, wow. Do you know how sad we're going to be when this comes out? We're going to be like, what is this we have done? And why? Because we hid from God. We were ashamed. We didn't know. And that's what Jesus was teaching us. And I'll show you the same thing. It's all very, very simple. It's a orientation thing. Once your perspective is changed so that you can see what it is that you're supposed to look at. You can't see something that's behind you, right? Unless you're maybe looking in a mirror, got rear view. You know what I'm saying? You have to spin around to face whatever it is. And that's our problem. You can't know the Lord if you're doing things that are against what he says to do, right? And that's funny because I'm saying you can't know the Lord. Know is doing, K-N-O-W, sex, fruit, right? You can't know him unless you do what he said. It is so it is so simple what Jesus was teaching us. You're a son of man, right? We're waiting for him. You are a son of man. Who is the man? Adam. Okay? We're all sons of man. What we don't understand is that the son of man picks a path. Am I serving God? Me, I'm a son of man. I got to pick. Am I going to serve God or am I going to serve the devil? Or am I trying to serve both? Then then it's even worse. Then I'm dealing with the harlot because I'm trying to serve both masters. But otherwise, it just becomes a simple, the sons always do what they see their father doing. So if I've seen you, I've seen your father. Done. If you're not on the same team as me, let's say what you're doing is not, I can't appreciate it. I go like this, all right, not my family. I'm going to go over here because they're goats and I'm sheep, or maybe I'm a goat and they're sheeps, right? But that's the idea, to be able to just, through your eyes, be able to recognize somebody and to automatically just go, okay, back up. But that's like light level on the teachings, that he gave us. It's troubling. The suffering servant is the Messiah's savior. Well, actually, anybody could be a suffering servant. Just read what it says. He was numbered amongst the transgressors. Okay. Haven't all sinned? Okay. Everybody's got that covered, right? Nobody to be esteemed. Nobody that we should esteem him. Okay, well, that's kind of funny. Jesus kind of fails on that one because he should have been esteemed if he was, I'm going to say if he was what he was. But who would more fit somebody that should not be esteemed? A sinner, a suffering servant. And so that's what happens. We serve God either as willing and obedient, and we get blessings. And I know that sounds like prosperity, but I'm sorry, that's just the sword cutting the word in half. Or we are rebellious and disobedient, and then what happens? God's wrath comes upon us. So then we are children of wrath. We are born of sin, our own muck that we've created for ourselves, but we still come out of it. But then what happens? You as a son of man, you kind of don't exist, but for, when he says the one who should remain but a short time, that's the son of man. That's you. And you should very quickly, okay? Don't sit here going, I'm a son of man. Who do I want to serve, God or the devil? I don't know. What would you do? It's like, are you kidding me? No, the Son of Man has to pick quickly. Behold, I come quickly. And when you make that decision, but that's all he was teaching us, is about our spirit. And unfortunately, we've so blown him up to walking in the clouds and stuff like that we can't even appreciate his teachings in the meantime while we wait for him to show up, if he does. Okay? All his teachings are lost. He told us how much work we had to do. You will do greater things than me. And all we've done is, made an image of him like his idol and going around using it to beat on people and even destroy people. Look at history. And we've just been really wrong. So those who are looking will never see him anyways. Well, you got to see him inside you. It's the only place that matters. It's the only place that matters because, see, the Son of Man is inside of us. It's our spirit that gives us life. Okay, the same thing that Adam had, the breath of life, that's in us. Okay, and we're just his sons, but unfortunately that spirit points this way or it spins around and points the other way. And we're walking in darkness instead of oriented to see God and to understand. But that very same spirit that he had, the Son of Man, it's a, I don't know, it's like a human being in the superposition before they decide who they're going to serve. Now, does that mean it isn't as if you only get one choice, but that's where the teachings of Jesus come in, right? Got a dirty kitchen, but my soul is cleaning itself. All right, so let me see here. So we're gonna do rice because I'm gonna do. Thank you for reminding me to cook. Do I got what the hell, man? Don't I have any rice? I gotta have rice somewhere. I always have rice. Oh yeah, no, we ain't eating that. All right, rice. I'll be back. I need some rice, baby. I need more you can feed. I'm gonna go downstairs and find the rice so we can see. I know I got rice somewhere. It's under the bed. No doubt, girl, what's happening there? Ugh, rice. Take your time. Thanks for. Oh man, dude, that's funny. You should have been busting my ass for that, huh? Take your time. uh, are we not all suffering? And you're exactly right. And why do we forget? We've been taught. We've. It says that we will be like him, and that's what I'm trying to show people. You're already like him as far as what it requires for you to be like him. And I'm trying to explain what he was talking about, the Son of Man and all of that, so that we can understand what he was teaching. And it's sad because when you understand how and what it was he was teaching, it got him killed. It got him killed. He was trying to save us from our book, the great sword that has taken peace from the earth. And unfortunately, you want to know. There's a verse in Scripture. Do you think that there are any sinners or whatever, Gentiles, wretches that are actually have a voice in Scripture? Everybody's in Scripture. Because you know what happens if you're like me, we're all the same, but I'm saying if you're like me, you'll come to a point where even as a sinner, you'll find yourself saying, when you come to the realization that our God is real and something to be reckoned with, I am an unclean man amongst unclean people. If you're an unclean man, you're a sinner. You're not no saint. You're nothing. This book has a voice for every single person that walks all around us. But we separate God into different things. It's hard because, when that person's all screwing it up, he is working in there, believe it or not. Just not in, it's like God goes like this. Oh, I want you to learn this way. The Lord has spoken, right? He's trying to get you to do it good. And then you're like, I don't have to. I've done it before. And what is that? That word before means that there was a time when you came to some kind of knowledge, right? That thing that you did creates a spirit. Just like if you go to another country and destroy it, you've created a spirit of, hey, why did they do that? Hey, those were my grandparents. Can you imagine how a kid would feel 20 years from now if he grew up on the streets in Gaza eating, rotting dog or whatever he was for 20 years, 30 years? What do you think's going to happen when that kid finally gets to the point where he can exercise his opinion? Yeah, and that's what we don't realize about the spirit. It's the things that you've done before. That is called a familiar spirit. It's familiar. So it's like, instead of going, God is going to lead me this way. No. I'm familiar with this. I've done it. I've been there before. It's that damn simple. I'm familiar with this, and it's going to, or let's say when you go to see a medium, what is she doing? Or he or whatever. If you go to see this person, they are giving you information that is going to cause it's going to affect your decision, right? Instead of your thoughts being in order, they're going to be defiled. And why? Because what is she playing on? Your fear. I should do this. I should do that. Look, if God says not to do something, just don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah. I probably am the damn devil. Do you know that? That's my job. Since I wanted to be a jerk, if I was the devil, it'd be like, God would be like, I was waiting for somebody to go play cleanup and just throw you out to do that job, to chase, Joshua around, sitting there to accuse him. Can you imagine being in charge of an entire planet and everybody's out of control? And once you can get them under control, that then they can go home. Remember, the devil works for God too. He showed up at Job's meeting. He didn't, he didn't. It's funny because, the first thing I got I can't place myself in God, but if I was God, I would say, grab him. It's like as soon as he shows up, and they're kind of like, he's like, hey, where you been? But if you listen to what he says, then you understand what I've been going up and down on the earth and through it. I need to look at that verse to see what that says now, because I know that the Satan, if he's going up and down on it and then back and forth in it, and up and down on it would be judging, but back and forth in it would be like my spirit deciding if it was going to come out as bad or good. Just like it's like trying to be born, right? It's the birth pangs. God's going, no, pushes it back in the womb. I ain't taking it. That's what happens with sin. It gets thrown back into the fire. You're trying to be born, and God goes, no, shove you back in. No, you're not ready yet. And the woman is screaming, and the fire's going, and it's a book that we're being conquered by. And I'm not saying that the book is not important, because I want to give you know what? I have given out very few shout outs. I just don't do that. It's like somebody give me a shout. It's kind of like, you're kind of asking for pride. And it's like, just doing that is like, pushing you along. But like, you want to know who just died? Somebody that would understand exactly what I just said. And that was John MacArthur. Okay. John MacArthur just passed away recently. And he said something that like shocked the religious community. Okay. And see right here, if I had a studio, I could cut in and show his video, but whatever. But his comment was, he said, you be careful when you put your hand on God. And it's like, because somebody was putting their hand on a Bible and swearing an oath, and people would be like, putting your hand on God. And I'm going, I don't know what they were thinking, but I'm going, oh yeah, exactly. The word is God. And does it mean you should be afraid of that book? No, but all I'm telling you is that book has rules in it that can't be broken. That's what Jesus said. The scriptures can't be broken. And that book defines a law and a way, a path that goes, it's a path. On one side is death, the other side is life. And you're walking on it. And, I don't know. It's you can't, how do you, yeah. And that's it. It comes into being good on one side and evil on the other. And the interesting thing is that if you made it all the way to the other end of the path, God can't change. If you became a part of that, God, you can't even change. What is life then? Do you move? What are you as God if you can't even move? What happens on this side? This thing is like chaos, darkness, and it's going and it's doing all this stuff, but there is light in there, and he knows it. And it's because of time, because time always goes forward no matter which way it goes, and he's got eyes on it. It's his, right? He understands it. It's nothing that's beyond his thought process. We can understand, and when it says who can know the mind of God, that is a stupid question. I can, so can you. It's not to say all you need to understand is how complex it is, but to know, KNOW, the mind of God, to produce the fruit, what is expected of us? Good. Anything that I do that is, when he named it, that's what it was. If what comes out of you is evil, well, that's right. It's not a hard game. It's not a hard game. And we're losing. Losers. And to say that, When I think of like the crucifixion stuff, oh man, I don't know. I feel it's like some kind of a trick. I just find a rock. What is that? Looks like a seed. Yeah. Never give me a seed, man. I'll plant it no matter what it is. It's like a mystery, right? What is this? Oh, just throw it in the dirt, put some water on it. Yay. We look alike. I'm sorry. Yeah. What do you got there? One. Yeah, let's go two. I don't know what the heck happened to this thing. It just doesn't seal good anymore. I don't know why the hell it pops off? It like feels good, and then you keep going in there, and it's like popped off every single time. It makes no sense. I've tried pushing all the air out of it, like in case it's like a vacuum thing to, it gets warm and then tries to pop it out, or I don't know. It's rice. I've gone into my rice before. There's been like moths in there, so it's like it happened to me one time. I was kind of one of my anti-carb modes. Uh-oh, wait. Breaks the heart just what he had to endure. Oh man, I mean, it's the worst. I made the mistake. It was like things I didn't want to know. I went into a Catholic church, um, and again, at one time I could go anywhere that I wanted to find people, and now it's like everybody just throws me out. They're not happy with me, except for when I went on my last walk. My last walk, I woke up and I'm like, I want to go for a walk, Lord. And I, did my little thing and my routine, pray and whatever. I'm walking down the road, and the first person that I see, they're putting a roof, Gog. They're putting Gog on a house. Okay. And so I walk up and I go, hey, you guys are finally putting the roof on. And the lady looked at me as if she didn't even hear anything I said. She just goes, you got to come to dinner. And I'm like, what? It blew my look. The sun just came out. Thank you, Lord. That was funny, wasn't it? She's like, you got to come to dinner. And I'm like, uh, I go get your husband. He's on the roof. All right, well, tell him not to come down. Um, but yeah, I was on a walk and just got like randomly invited to some church, so I got that going for me. I got to go to that. So I got a dinner coming up. Are you giving us permission to do black magic against our enemies also? Hey, sly as a serpent. I don't know if he was going that far. Um, Actually, if you caught my teaching on Elijah, you'll see that when Elijah asked for the double blessing, not Elijah, but Elisha,
when he asked for that double blessing, he got both sides of the Lord's Spirit. That's the best way for me to put it, is that the Lord has two sides, right? He's got a side that forms and makes light and peace, and then he's got the other side that creates darkness and evil. And it's like, how do it's hard to put that in one bag, but it's like you have to have that. It's a balance thing, right? And it's like it's almost, we've taken something that is so common sense that a kid could understand, just like Jesus said, and turned it into demons and everything out there. If those demons show up, fine. If they are inside somebody and doing something, then certainly exorcise them. But I'm saying, as a people living on this planet with this spirit situation going on within us, we absolutely are oblivious. The teaching of what it is, how it affects us, and even on things like belief. Somebody asked me, what is truth? You ask me, what is truth? It's whatever you believe. And people, they'll freak. What do you mean it's whatever you believe? And it's like, well, let me ask you something. If you believe that if you walk out your front door, there's a big giant hole, you're going to fall in it, everything in on top of you. Really believe. Are you going to go out of there? No. Well, then guess what? To you, that is truth, because truth affects you at the core. The problem is people have been taught, and Scripture even says this, half truths. They know about good, don't understand about evil. Hi, welcome, man of sin. Sorry, I'm the bad guy. I got to show you some stuff. You're going to get screwed otherwise. You're going to get known. All right. Water, water, water. Oh, yeah. Should I rinse the rice? See, yeah, all right, I'll do it. Yeah, we'll use you. So now we just kind of stir it around a little bit and make the water nasty. And then after that happens, then we'll just dump it out and try it again. Just kind of swap it around a little bit. How come somebody hasn't invented the automatic rice cleaner? We don't need any craft. Our internal joy does enough damage. But I think that's what the glory of the Lord is that the glory of the Lord is like, how it's, we see it as like this unapproachable light. And so it's kind of like, think of this. If I knew that I would find the Lord shining on me from this way, from good, and even if I turned around and from evil, he is still out of the darkness shining upon me. What is that? Unapproachable light. Which way are you going to go that you're going to get closer to it? You can't, because you're sitting, it's on you either way. These are the teachings of Paul and Jesus, okay? Paul said, what is exposed in the light is light. Well, what do you mean? So you're saying it was somewhere else and it wasn't light, but now because I let God have a look at it, now it's light? And that's exactly what it is. All right. Let me... Now is where we sit. It's hard when I'm dumping this rice out. You know what I want to do? I want to save it because it looks like horchata. But they're telling you that if you drink this stuff, that it's bad for you. So it's kind of like, some people will tell you to like milk the rice to get what's off of it so you can make a drink. Other people will tell you it's got cyanide and arsenic and whatever to kill you. So it's like, what do you do? I guess you try to find rice that is bio-friendly and not, You know what I'm saying. All right, here we go. All right. That's one. Should always shake the tree twice. All right. So yeah, I mean that was really cool. I couldn't believe it when I got that little invite, man. I went on that walk and the lady's just like boom, and I was like, okay. I was like, thank you, Lord, right? And then what was the next person I saw? Then I saw a lady. What the hell was the dog's name? I usually ask the dogs' names, but dogs barking and whatever, and the lady's yelling at the dog, and she's worried that the dog's upsetting me, and I'm looking at the dog wagging his tail, and I'm like, the dog's happy to see me. I get it. It's like at least somebody is. And so we talked for a little while, and then I don't know, how I am, so I babble on for about 3-4 minutes, and then I'm sorry, man. I talk about the Bible so much. I don't, I shouldn't be. And she's like, oh no, I talk about the Bible all the time. And I was just like, woo, thank you, Lord. She said the wrong thing, right? So now, let her on. And it's like, oh, you do, huh? Well, now we're going to see, because here it comes. And I start talking. And then what eventually happens, a woman that I knew from church, her last name is Miller. She pulls up, and I find out that this is actually this lady's aunt. And as I see her face, I don't forget faces. I look and I go, hey, I go, you used to go to my church. I go, I remember you. And she said her name, and I went, yeah. I go, you had the potato salad. You live in a house over there, and everything, right? And I said, I told her, I said, I tried to stop by a couple times, but I guess you weren't around or whatever. And that was ago. But but it was like she is like everybody else in this town. That guy, referring to me, he's got some weird thing going on with what he believes, and you stay away from him because he's a heretic. And so the whole thing where Jesus says, you're not appreciated by the people that are among you, it's really easy to understand. It's because people would look at me and think that I want this. I don't want this. I'm stuck with it. It's the calling that you don't refuse. It's what is it? I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse, and that's how it works between me and God. I can't refuse. Um, Here, let me dump this on. Hang on a minute. We're almost there, I think. Straining the rice through a little crack in the top of the lid here. Try not to drop any down the drain. This is really taking a little bit. Huh, that's interesting. Probably because the rice is starting to absorb some of the water, but it's... All right, we'll go once more, and then we're cooking. I ain't wasting all my water on washing, man. I'll just eat the dirt. I've come to realize that we probably eat bugs and things and who knows what if we really think about it. I mean, dust mites and tiny little things. Everything's everywhere. You know what I mean? If there wasn't something already probably inside whatever it was you were eating, you wouldn't get fruit flies. So it's like, where did all those fruit flies come from all of a sudden? Well, they came from the fruit they were in. So it's like you were just eating what was in there ahead of time. We want to think, well, maybe it was, but it could be in the peel or something like that. But you don't always kind of have that option. I mean, I've had fruit flies show up from many different kinds of fruit, and some of it was not, didn't have some kind of a shell or I don't know, a mantle. All right, so this is looking good. This is actually pretty clean. But this rice, I'm not even going to eat this today. I'm making this for tomorrow because I'm going to make fried rice. And so then what I might get to do today, maybe I'll take a little cruise into town and pick up some not chopped onions, green onions to throw in there. All right, third wash on the rice. Here we go. Lost a couple grains there. We were not properly aligned on the lid. Come on, keep going. Interesting. Keep going. Okay. So we got clean rice. All the people that would yell. I've actually had some of my subs get on here and they'll yell at me. They'll be like, "You got to wash that rice, man." Or there could be rocks in there. Now beans and stuff like that. Yeah, I take a look. Yeah, if you want to see what happens when you eat a rock, I could show you inside my mouth if you want. Yeah. The bread sometimes is stones. Okay. That looks fantabulous. I mean, I don't know if I've ever washed rice so wonderfully in all of my days. All right, so what do we need here? This is a simple rice cooker because you just 2 scoops. I got to fill it to the second level on the thing there. And I find that it's best to go short so your rice don't mush out, just like that. So I'm going to get some, I'll get this cooking, and then guess what? I'm going to be making rice that I shouldn't eat tomorrow because it's dangerous and I could die. If you watch any of those videos, you'll see videos of, I don't know, like eating leftover cooked rice or whatever. If you leave it sitting around, I guess you could get some bacteria stuff going. Just immediately throw it in the fridge. Don't worry that it's still warm or whatever. Just throw it in the fridge. Whatever's in the middle is what it is. What I don't get is it must already be in there to proliferate like that. It must be a specific kind of bacteria. Unless, of course, it just happens to be rice that attracts that. Obviously there could be bacteria that likes certain kinds of thing. You wind up with that when you make wine or vinegar, right? What makes wine could easily turn into vinegar. The only difference is if you can keep the air out of it. That's the difference. You're gonna end up with vinegar in one direction, but if you let any air in there as you start to make wine, guess what? Bad news. Prince of the air, your wine is ruined. Straight. All right. So that's going. What else do we need to make? I don't know if there's anything in here I'm going to cook. Oh. Okay, yeah. I can't really eat that in front of you guys. It's like can you imagine me trying to eat soup? Right? Here goes soup. Drip. Oh, soup drip. You ever seen the movies where they're like Lord of the Rings, and they're kicking it at the cantina and getting some grub, and like their stuff's all dripping all. Yeah. Hi, yeah, that's me. I can't wait to get this thing off my face. And I would do it sooner if I hadn't told God I would keep it. Talk to it lovingly. It will be fine. Hey, what's up, Tommy? Dude, what are you doing? I don't know who's beating up my phone, man, but I don't know. Hope someday I can meet him. Just see. I didn't do anything against you, did I? Did I do anything bad? It's like, just please leave me alone. I get mad. I'm like everybody else. I get mad at people. And but I hate it. Oh God, I hate it when somebody burns you up. It's like, oh, it's like drinking battery acid or something, right? It really. Somebody said that. Uh, what is that? Like drinking poison? I don't know. Forgiveness or something like that. I forget how it went. Somebody had a little catchy phrase, but yeah. I think you know why I don't like to get angry, because I've seen what's happened when I've gotten angry. I I I don't go against people, but it's like, you know, because it's like people didn't do anything, you know. Like one time I had a girlfriend who, the first thing she caused me to lose was about 20 to maybe no, probably about $20,000 a year in contract money. And that caused me to take my guitar and destroy it against the wall in frustration, because like, she's a woman, or even anybody, you don't hit somebody. That's the rules, right? and and then later, I would lose thanks to, I'm not, okay, I can't blame it on her, but if I had to pull an atom as to what caused the events to flow, I mean, really, I lost a company where I had a six-figure income. And right now, you'd probably be going, oh, yeah, that's Chris from, I don't know what I would have named my computers. But I was before Acer and Dell, and there were no computers then. We were going from, I'm sorry, I smelled heat. And I'm like, what the hell's cooking? Oh, yeah, the rice. Duh. Um, we were going from like IBM, those things with a floppy disk in the middle of it. That's like a floppy disk. Okay. Now, people can laugh at that, but I'm going to tell you something. When we see all of this at a different place than people that work in the IT field today. Okay. I see it like as blood going through the veins, whereas somebody else sees it as, well, I've got an extra arm I can use, or three heads, right? I can write programs to do stuff. No, and the guts of it is where you got to be. And when you get in there, uh, I don't know, opportunity arises, I guess. You can do so much, and you can do so much good. Um, and that's where I came from back in the day. And then, like I said, that got wiped out. And even the second time was because I got upset. But the second time was because I had just buried my mother for her birthday in February, and it was the first Mother's Day, and I was crying about my mom, and then she's like mocking me because I'm crying about my mom. Yeah, that didn't turn out good. I I I evacuated a home. Now remember, six-figure income, right? My furniture, I have no idea how much money was in there. It was a lot because I went from, you know, I went from six figures, counting the cents location to like some real coin, and I had a lot of stuff. And when she said that, man, I exploded. Who in the hell mocks somebody for crying over their mother? I went from I miss my mom, to raging. I was dragging everything. I pulled all the furniture out and put it out onto the driveway. I'm like, and I'm pulling all the furniture out, and she's going, well, what are you doing? I go, I'm moving. And she goes, well, what am I going to do? And I said, I suggest you find some place to live. And it was like, she didn't know what in the hell to think about that, but I drug all the shit out of the house and into the driveway, and that looks like garage sale. And I had people walking up, and it was funny, the interaction with the people. Okay, like this guy walks up, okay, not like immediately, but but anyway, he walks up after I'm pulling shit out there, and he's like, he walks up and he looks and he sees my kitchen table. Now the kitchen table was made of, you know how a cutting board is made, where they put all of the wood together, right? Like a butcher block. Okay, it's a butcher block, and it has a hide leaf where it does like a crazy fold to go inside. I paid a lot of money for this thing. It's not made out of crappy wood, maple. Okay, and he looks, he sees it, and he goes, "How much for the kitchen set?" And I go, and I'm like just piling stuff out, and I'm just like, $50. And he's like, and the guy goes, $50? He was so ready to argue. He like already had his plan. What a dick, right? Sorry to say, but he was. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, $50. And then he goes, and then he turns around, and it really got good. And he goes, honey, go get the Jeep. Not even go get the car. Go get the Jeep. What an ass. Opportunist is what he was. Where there's a carcass, the vultures will gather. And here he came with his what? And but I got rid of everything, and I moved, man. I left everything, and even my boss couldn't understand it. He's like, I can't believe that you are walking away from this. And I was like, I'm tired of people in this place. They're fake. They're fake. They're all plastic people. And I walked away. Anyway, is this the what? No, brother. This is where we resurrect the Hulk. You smell what the Rock is cooking? Duck Dynasty, Moses. If you look at my last name and you're into some different languages and stuff, you might notice something in there. If everything with God is about direction. You walk forward and back, right? And you know that Satan was fighting over Moses' body, right? So you got that backwards and forwards motion, right? Well, my last name just happens to be African, and I'm white as it's driven snow. And, well, it's actually Moses in one direction and Etna, mountain of fire, in the other direction. So I figure that I'm probably that rotting body of cesspool, festering, whatever, law, whatever he did, that need to be sent back here to, like, maybe go see if we can get in the promised land. Maybe I'll try one more time. I don't know what you do. Prophet like Moses. You know, uh, it's a relationship thing, is the best I can tell you. And I don't mean that to be like some kind of a wise guy. When you understand how God works, you can kind of get cocky, but it might cost you. And what I would say is that if I had to teach you about any cockiness without getting you into any trouble, I would say this. Every time every time that you are given an opportunity by the Lord with an if, as in if, oh wow, you've been handed a lottery ticket and you don't even know it. All you need to do is the right thing. You've been handed a lottery ticket. And I'm going to tell you something. And if you or anybody like you or the world wants to test the Lord on this, guess what? I guess you'll disprove that the Lord actually exists, won't you, if you do what the Lord says and love each other? I think we should try it. I don't know. It's getting old, right? And I mean, wow. Mr. T couldn't have put it in any better, right? I pity the fool got to be in a position of leadership. You know, is he still alive? Is Mr. T still alive? That's the question. I want to know now. What does he look like? Maybe he's all beat up, right? I pitied the fool eat this much bacon as I did. Get out. Oh, I want to meet the T. Mr. T, I'm challenging you. I'm old too, and I think we need to throw down. I pity the fool. Get in a ring with the white rabbit. You know where I come from, fool? I work for the Lord. He shines on me, rains on you. Pity the fool, come in my ring. You there? Where you at? I'm coming for you, yo. I'm coming for you. Those were our heroes, man. No, you're good, T. Those were the people that were, when we were watching these shows, do you realize that the Jewish community had a hold of the media that we were being fed in the United States? I don't know where in the hell it went wrong, but it was like we used to watch shows that were, you know what I think? I think it was theirs. They could make the decision and they had a vision, but that's the problem. See, you can't stop the spirit. But it's hard because if maybe by not acknowledging what they were trying to do, but they were giving wholesome entertainment and good movies, right? Even Star Wars. It's just the Bible presented in a different format. Lord of the Rings. What is that? Chronicles of Narnia, right? And here's the funny part. This is what I love about our God. You would think that the people that created these works maybe intended to have them work out with our Lord. You can't help it. It doesn't matter. You can't help it but for it to honor him. Why? Because he forms light and creates darkness. He's going to grab it either way. He's all knowing. And so when you understand that, I can see whoa, it's weird. And it's like, well, did the Jewish people just do that or what? I don't care. It doesn't matter. If they did it, they're the chosen. They're doing what they do, and I just got to go, wow, it's everywhere. And in the wildest places, like, you know, who in the hell in their right mind would ever think that you could think that AC/DC, you shook me all night long, could be prophecy or scriptural or a Bible story? And it is, you know. And I would say that the story is probably about uh, bad, like black sheep, okay? Black sheep, back in black, okay? So here's what they would think of good and evil. She was a fast machine. She kept her motor clean. She was the best damned woman that I ever seen. Yeah. Hendrix, all along the watchtower. That's so symbolic and religious. It's insane. Jim Morrison, break on through to the other side. The day divides the night, the Lord's day. Because once the night is divided, there's no more night, because a house divided can't stand. Okay, so the day divides the night. The night, the time when nobody works, divides the day. So the night, because we don't understand what the night is what Jesus was talking about, being born of the Spirit. When the Spirit, that's why Nicodemus even came to him at night, right? And how does Jesus describe what God does? He's describing two very different things. You don't want to know who Jesus described to Nicodemus? Leviathan. Oh my God! He described Leviathan to Nicodemus. You know, our God says, "Oh, put a hook in the jaw of Leviathan." Watch this. Oh my God. Who's Levi? That's the temple and the priest, right? Law, take care of the okay, good, organization, whatever. What's Leviathan? Chaos. Don't know what's happening? Madness. But yet, he puts a hook in the jaw of Leviathan, which is to say, it's just about the words. It's always about the words. So, like, you could be Leviathan if you were too out of your mind, you know, but they'd probably lock you up or something. But you know what I'm saying? Oh, wow. We're hurting, man. He's 72 and still here, fool. Oh, man. I love you, No Name. What? Cheerios. Bradley. Kevin Bradley. Kevin Bradley. Who is Kevin? You ever seen that movie, Jeff Who Lives at Home? The rooster's crowing. Oh yeah, I'm the same way. I admire you. I admire your courage to actually show your real name on the on out where everybody can see it. You you are a true. You know what? I do. But I'm admiring myself too because I do the same thing. It's like that's our problem in this world. We hide. You know, look at what happened in the Garden of Eden. We hid. We hid, right? Well, some things you just can't hide from. Okay, and like it gets bad when your phone's ringing or somebody's texting you or whatever, and everything is suspect. What happens when you got to contact somebody that you haven't contacted in a while or whatever, right? It's like we're going in the wrong direction. You know, it used to be when the phone would ring. I don't know if you're old, but when I was old and even young, I would run to the phone when it was ringing, like, hey, it's somebody. You know, we used to, who could grab it? You know, sometimes I'd pick it up and somebody else would pick it up on the house line at the same time, right? Hello? Yeah. I mean, uh, funny thing is, it's okay. I get it. Because you being brave and putting your name out there, depending on your ministry, you don't need people to come and attack you. I need that. I envy Luther. At least he was able to incite people to come and burn him at the stake, and Tyndale and all the rest. That's what I need. Okay? I'm confident I can get my ass out of this ringer. I just need somebody to pick up the freaking phone. Okay? It's like, oh, let's go already. Because you can't come. What? Love you for making a safe place for others. That's what counts. Yeah, I mean, well, as safe as it can be. I certainly would never turn anybody in. Okay, that's that's a confidential. That's a patient thing, right? Doctor patient. I can't say anything about you. I look at it like that, and I don't know. Hopefully, you're my doctor too. Oh man, Mr. Chill Dog. True. When I was in high school, why didn't you say true that, Chill Dog? Are you getting lazy with the typing? What the hell, man? True that. When I was in high school, my best friend and me would chat on the phone for hours. Oh, hell yeah, man. Um, my wife, okay? It's like, you know what? I feel like I got my bandana on my head, so I keep wanting to adjust my bandana if you see me doing this. But my wife is, we would sit on the phone so long, would like forget we were on the phone. And one time she says, she freaks out and goes, I can't find my phone. And I'm like, just quick responding without even thinking about it. Is your ringer on? I'll call you. And it's like, and who knows, maybe she knew we were on the phone, but was like running Bluetooth or something, but we didn't do that back then. She was doing like everybody else, you know? If she couldn't find her phone, it was stuck to the side of her head. I guess you can't see over there, you know? Where's my phone? There's a cartoon called Two Stupid Dogs, okay? Okay? So you'll know it when you find it. You'll hear that tune. Uh, there, there's an episode called Where's My Bone? Or it might have something to do with like Night in the Museum or something like that. But it's crazy. This cartoon is so funny. It's they are indeed two stupid dogs, okay? And just the stuff they get into, right? You know, like they're going through the trash can or dump or something. I want the rotting watermelon. No, I want it. I saw it first. No, I saw it. Prove it. You know what it's like. But they, you know, and they're, I don't know. Cartoons are good, right? Thing is, it's not your name. It belongs to the crown. Beep. Two Stupid Dogs was a classic. Sin should bring it. Oh, Comedy Network. Yeah. Or how about Ren and Stimpy? You know who I am, right? Uh-oh. Somebody just got their message rejected. Somebody got happy. I think I should turn that off. Oh man, look at this rice. And I'm supposed to like save this for tomorrow? Uh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute now. Hold on. This has got to be properly tested, okay? So first thing we need is oh man, look at that. Oh, that does look good. And it is not sticking together at all. It's just like so happy. Oh. And this is just plain white rice. If I was in the Philippines and I had fingers of iron, I would just eat with my hands. But that's not necessary. So let's do this. We need to find something to put on here. I got anything in there? Okay. So this, you can see that. This is S&B Nanami Teragashi. Some people call it 7 spice. This, when I was in the Marines, this stuff, I would eat one entire bottle every time I had fried rice. I'd just be sprinkling on there like a madman. And I can't tell you how many times in the morning I would just wake up thinking it was going to be a good morning, and the next thing I knew, you know, Georgia was on fire. So let's do something fun. How about a little sugar on the rice as well? Spicy and sugary? Ooh. Give it a little sprinkle. Nothing major. Just a little. Now, we got fire and we got heaven. So now what we need is we need a teacher in the middle. We need somebody to grab your tongue and teach it what to do. So, 7 spice and sugar. What's in between there? Who would connect? Basil would be good. Cardamom. There we go. Okay. Just a little. And that's gonna make your taste buds go boom. They're gonna go, what is that? Cardamom is the thing that's there and it isn't there. It's like sin. It's crouching at your door, but you got to master over it. It's there, and you're not going to be able to deny it. So you got either you're going to lose to it or you're going to master over it. But just the littlest peck of it is like makes your taste buds go what? And now, since we didn't make fried rice, what we'll do is we'll just finish it off with a black sesame seed oil. Your sesame seed oils, expensive oils, okay? How much was this one? Is that really $16? Did I pay that for that? I must be out of my mind. But your some of your oils you don't use. You can cook with any oil, but when you want that sesame seed flavor, at the end you throw it in there. So I'm going to just doctor this up now. A couple of drops of sesame seed oil. Okay, nothing major. I just want the flavor. I don't want my rice to turn into some kind of science experiment, you know, in Japan where the ocean is taking over and the island is sinking and it's emulsifying the soil. You ever seen any of those videos? It's insane. The people are like, this person's walking along and the water everywhere is squirting up through the fucking cracks. Yes, I did say through the fucking cracks. Because this person is walking down a path and water is spraying up everywhere from all the cracks as if the place is sinking. And it's like, find higher ground. Can you get in a plane maybe? How about a hot air balloon? Like, all right, anyway, here we go. And then finally, salt. Salt makes everything better. Salt is like a different kind of cardamom. And then black pepper. And then for the final, because did I ever tell you how much I like that spice that I just put in that jar? Yeah. Get more! Or I should say sprinkled from that jar. So we're good. We're like, we're Karate Kid mode right now, Come here, you. Oh, that's protein. All right. So let's see. Let's see what we've done here. What is this you've done? I'll just push a little bit of the seasoning into the rice. No reason to, go full on Days of Noah and destroy the place. Let's give her a shot. But we're going to come back with some soy sauce and see how it is. Ikimaki hoki non, whatever Emmy Maid says. Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, it's alive. Plain white rice. And a bunch of spices. Welcome to the land of Job. Oh, wow. I'll have to remember to watch this video so I can figure out how I did this. First thing I'm eating today, guys. This is bad. I shouldn't be eating online. I'm one of them people. I'm sorry. But my rice has got to get in the fridge here. Okay. So now, and if you, I don't know if you make fried rice or whatever, if you cook like that, but this is like what you do with old rice, man. It's funny because you almost have to make the rice first, and then, so it can be left over so that then you can use it, to, ow, 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 ow. All right. So I'm going to save this, and then tomorrow, what I intend to do is make shrimp fried rice. Here, I'll fluff it up before I put it in there. It'll make it easier to come apart when the time comes. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at this one. I loved you, baby. That's awesome. Hey, man. Hey. I'm going to make this. Somebody cut this and make it a short, okay? Because I let people do that. I don't mind if people share my videos. I'm hoping some theologian will see me and go, this guy's got a very unique perspective that nobody has seemed to come across, and I feel that he's right, and we are all mutually screwed. It's like, but Here, cut this and make it a thing. You ready? What did Cheech? Wait, Chinese Cheech Chicano Chong. So it would have been Chong. Chinese, yeah, it was Chinese Cheech and Chicano. No, or was it Chicano Cheech and Chinese Chong? Anyway, I think it was Cheech. So here's what he would say when he found out about the war in the Middle East. Hey man, what are you doing? We gotta get out of here, man. Oh, I think what's happened is what we're witnessing with the Jews is we are seeing the wolf has shown up and scattered the flock and caused them to break away from the very basic fundamental teachings of the Messiah, who was Jesus of Nazareth. And oh, okay, I see what just happened here. Well, now I know what all the brown stuff is. It's stuck to the bottom of the pan that I've been eating. It's not there now, so now I know how I don't have to wash my rice. Maybe I could just cook it and then just don't eat what's stuck to the pan. But this has turned out to be a very different experience here. I'm just saying. It's wonderful. I have good rice all the way down to the bottom. And then I'm going to toss this in the fridge and let it get cold. And then tomorrow, fried rice, baby. Oh, yeah, that turned out good. Simple. Food for tomorrow. Oh, we did say we were going to try with some horseradish, right? Where are you at? Or not what the hell? Horseradish? Where the hell did that come from? Soy sauce. I'm just thinking condiments, like put anything on it, make it better. Change the flavor. The soy sauce I have is junk, man. This is like here. If you know how they make this stuff, okay? This is how weak this soy sauce is. All right. I'm not going to say the name. You can see it, right? This is like when people are smoking in a Asian restaurant and they start putting all their stuff in a cup, and they get that water from all the. Yeah, this is about what that is. It's not that bad, but it's not strong either. It's like this has got to be the wimpiest soy sauce I've ever had in my life, and I'm not expecting it to be like, what is it, teramashi? Yeah, Terra. Oh my God. I'm sorry. That light sauce just really added to this perfectly. I've been rebuked. Oh wow. What I put in this? 7 spice, salt, pepper, cardamom, and a drizzle of sesame oil and soy sauce. What? Ooh. If you ever come over to my house for dinner, you're going to be eating this. Maybe. We discovered something here. Mm. It's like when you know your spices, you can taste something, and then your tongue knows what might be there, and then you got to figure out how much of it to add so it doesn't ruin what you did. Wow. And the sugar. Oh, sugar I put in here. Almost forgot. Thank you. Sugar was on here too. That's right. I did the 7 spice and the sugar. Oh, it's bright. It's bright. It's like a, damn, it's like a new day or something. I sit here and I think to myself, I can't believe I made this. It's so good. And then I hear in my head, you didn't. I'm like, wait a minute. And then I realize that all the good that comes from me flows through me. So that voice that said, you didn't, I guess it was right. Simple white rice. Feel bad. I appreciate this because I love what the Lord has done in my life and everything. Uh, they say the tongue is deceitful, right? And whatever beyond all, whatever. Let me tell you something. You know what? While the tongue may be deceitful, the taste buds never lie. Ever. Kind of peculiar, isn't it? This is so good. But the difference is I would be, or can be, appreciative of this, knowing God, for a good reason. Whereas other people could appreciate it because they wouldn't care about the spices and the extra stuff that was done. They would just need anything. And why? Because they're suffering. They're suffering from their own choices, even suffering from the choices of others. I know I've suffered enough, and I wouldn't want anybody to suffer. That is just the craziest mix of spices. the most dangerous move was a cardamom. Remember I said it can wake your taste buds up? Oh yeah. To where you just say, that's cardamom. No, no. I figured out how to convert dog feces so you can eat it. No, no, that's cardamom. I'm sorry. I got to write this down. I was, but I have a bowl that I filled. What went in the fridge is actually, well, that's for tomorrow. Make fried rice. But I did throw myself some in the bowl. I don't want to go to waste. Oh. You know what's funny? I I prayed for my mother-in-law's diabetes to be cured, and like there's times when I eat a lot of carbohydrates and weird things happen. And like one of them is I just fall asleep. Like that's a wonderful thing to be able to sleep for a minute. I tell you. All right, why does it feel hot in here now? See, carbohydrates. Now we're gonna inject air conditioning. Uh-oh. Houston, we got a problem. This clock keeps stopping. The last time it stopped, it was 12 minutes to 2. And I got it going, and it ran for one, two, three, four, five. All right. So that was really weird. And my connection dropped too, huh? Okay. But it stopped on the exact same second. It stopped at 11 seconds last time. So something's going on in the mechanics of this thing. It's time. I'm going to leave now. Shalom, shalom.